The Dance of the Dragons has officially kicked off. So here are theories about what the second season of House of the Dragon might look like. It's clear that Rhaenyra is ready to wage war on the Greens. After all, they killed her beloved son. Turns out Lucerys might not be dead. Lucerys' death scene was heartbreaking to watch. I mean, I couldn't handle it. But it looks like some fans are still optimistic about him surviving Aemond and Vhagar's violent attack. In the book, it's been described that he did die. Either his body was washed up on the shore of Storm's End, or he was swallowed by Vhagar. Hold on, there's more to the story. In the same paragraph, George R.R. Martin leaves us with ambiguity. He mentions some in-universe claims that Lucerys survived the attack, but lost his memory, and he spent the rest of his days as a fisherman. The thing is that the stories in the book are based on rumors that the narrators heard about the characters, so you'd have to take everything with a grain of salt. Besides this, sticking to this theory would actually be a reach. After all, Lucerys' death sent the ultimate catalyst for the start of the Targaryen Civil War. I know the writers love to deviate from the source material for dramatic purposes, but they probably won't try to mess up things here, since the Season 1 finale received mixed reactions from fans for not featuring their favorite moments. Let's say that he's actually dead. Obviously, the Blacks will take revenge for this tragedy, but a whole different character might avenge his death. If you've read the book, you'd know that Daemon Targaryen takes revenge on Aemond for Lucerys' death. But this is the Game of Thrones cinematic universe that I'm talking about. There's no way the writers are going to stick to the book material here. Remember how everyone thought that Jon Snow will kill the Night King? Turns out the writers made Arya do the honors, giving us one of the most iconic scenes in the show. In Fire and Blood, Daemon kills Aemond in a duel while both of them are riding their dragons. Sadly, he also loses his own life in this whole ordeal. Now, several fans think that it'd be a sweet twist of events if someone else kills Aemond instead of Daemon. And that's none other than Rhaena Targaryen. After all, he stole her mother's dragon and also killed her fiancé. It'd be iconic to let her do it. Besides this, it'd be a great service for the fans who were made for just making her a side character in the first season. As far as I can recall, she didn't even get any lines. By letting her kill Aemond, the writers can finally do justice to her character. Many fans are already going crazy over this theory. They think it'd be the best change from the books, as Rhaena doesn't have a big role in the Dance of the Dragons. No matter what happens, we hope she gets a dragon at least. Season 2 will mostly be about focusing on the side and new characters. A new character may also come between Daemon and Rhaenyra. In the Season 1 finale, Daemon gets aggressive with Rhaenyra. The scene was intense, to say the least. In fact, no one really saw it coming. Now, a new theory suggests that things might not get better between the two. In Fire and Blood, Daemon is rumored to have an affair with a young dragon rider named Nettles. You can guess that Rhaenyra didn't take this well. No wonder she ends up getting the girl killed. Many fans think that Nettles would get introduced in the next season for the obvious dramatic reasons. But they hope that her on-screen depiction will have a purely platonic relationship with Daemon. Additionally, she'd completely devote herself to the Blacks in their fight against the Greens. And when Rhaenyra gets paranoid on their closeness, that'd be the actual tipping point for Daemon. Another fan suggests that Daemon and Nettles might end up together, even though it's believed that Daemon falls to his death during the fight with Aemond. Clearly, there are a lot of ambiguous situations in Fire and Blood. Many fans wanted the creators to address this next one. We'll finally meet Viserys' and Alicent's missing child. It's not that big of a theory, but it suggests that fans might finally get to see Alicent and Viserys' missing fourth child, Daeron, in the next season. Fans were surprised that he wasn't even mentioned in the first season. After all, he has a pivotal role in the upcoming Targaryen Civil War. Good thing is that Martin has actually addressed his absence from the show. He said that Daeron is currently in Old Town, and they didn't have the time to work on him in the first season. Okay, this kind of makes sense. You can't deny that there was a hefty supply of characters in the first season. Besides this, Darren's role in history doesn't really start until the beginning of the Dance of the Dragons. His role in the dance is pretty interesting. He's in Old Town as a squire for Orban Hightower. During the dance, he rides his dragon Tessarion and saves the Hightowers from destruction. Unfortunately, he dies during the Battle of Tumbleton, and his body is never found. This results in a number of pretenders to the throne, claiming to be Darren. Now, this makes for an interesting story arc in itself. No wonder the fans want to meet his character in the next season. In addition, his introduction would also be a way for the writers to introduce Old Town from the perspective of someone who lives there. This means fans will get to see the city in its full glory, which didn't really happen in Game of Thrones. Speaking of kids, it looks like Alicent's son might be going through the same situation. Aegon isn't the father of his kids. Several fans have proposed a new theory about the true identity of Aegon's kids. They believe that Aegon isn't the father of Helena's twins, Jaehaera and Jaehaerys. What's more, they think that Aemon's the actual father. If you can recall, Aemon said that he'd be happy to marry Helaena to keep the bloodline pure, and Aegon was completely disgusted by the idea. Now, fans have found several clues about Aemon and Helena's theorized affair. They believe that it'd give the show even more thematic significance if it turns out to be true. After all, hypocrisy is the main theme that writers have been trying to focus on for the Greens, and would be more hypocritical than the king having bastards that are next in line for the Iron Throne. This means that Helaena and Aegon might be in an open marriage like Rhaenyra and Laenor, but fans want to know more about this next relationship. Rhaenyra and Alicent acknowledge the subtext. There were several hints in the first season that their relationship was more than just a friendship. In fact, they had interactions in the show which were more than just platonic, so obviously there's a clear subtext about something more between the pair. Several fans have theorized that the LGBTQ+ subtext will get clearer in the upcoming season. They hope that the tensions between them will finally be explained through something other than just an angry betrayal between the two. What's more, Millie Alcock and Emily Carey, who portrayed young Rhaenyra and Alicent, further added fuel to this theory. They confirmed that they played their parts as having a romantic connection instead of just a platonic one. But Emily shut the theories down later, saying that she doesn't think Ryan Condal sat down to write a sapphic drama. Okay, this makes sense. To be honest, I don't think the writers will explore this plotline further in the context of the Great War ahead. These were some of the most interesting theories about Season 2 of House of the Dragon. See you in the next video.